Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? Hi, hello. How's everybody doing? So it's interesting. It's funny. Sometimes you don't know if you're streaming for a reason. I don't necessarily have that issue because I'm streaming to like provide my layer in the mountain of people that contribute to, I guess, open source, offline stuff. And like ultimately I want to create a record for my kids to be able to, like, if they wanted to do this kind of stuff, they can build off what I've already discovered and like do it, take it further, or anybody for that matter. Like, that's ultimately why I'm doing it. I also love streaming because I know that my great granddaughter will be able to have this video record of like, yeah, this was my great grandfather was a dork and a nerd, and this is what he did, which I think is super cool. But sometimes when you've got 0 viewers or you've got a bot viewer, it's like, is anybody actually watching though? But it was cool that the creator of Raspy, which is the voice platform we've been working on, Mike, shout out to Mike, said he was watching and kind of learning some stuff about kind of people first time coming and using Raspy, and I thought that was pretty cool. And so Mike, appreciate you watching. Appreciate all the work that you and everybody else has done, and I hope to contribute to Raspy myself in some way. Yeah, so that's fun. I also have done some things. If you don't know, and if you're watching this later and you want to like come into the Discord, I've got a Discord going links in the chat, and then there's a voice assistant channel there where I'm going to be like talking about some things, and it's where other people can just join. If they can't make the stream, they could join in and we can have conversations about the voice assistant in that channel. So if you want to come hang out and ask questions and come up with ideas with each other and things, feel free to join the Discord there. And I'll kind of talk there a little bit about like what I'm doing in between streams. So last time I told you that I installed Node-RED, got it running, and I didn't run into any hiccups. Like, it was so straightforward from the instructions that are on the website. And so like, I didn't want to waste time on stream doing that, and so I did it offline. So I'll talk about things like that. And like, if I do get into any hiccups, I'll definitely talk about that at the beginning of the next stream, just so that it's like, we're documenting those things along the way as well. So that said, good transition into what did I do since last time? Well, if you recall, let's go over to our handy dandy Trello board here. If you recall, in setting up Raspy, we wanted it to start automatically as a service on restart and turn on and all that. I ran into an issue where the MQTT service, it wouldn't connect to MQTT. And for those that were here last time, that is what we're using to get it to actually say some text that we're sending it, right? Like, we pick up the intent through a WebSocket. It then creates a message that we're saying, I've booked the flight. This is for the flight intent. And then we're using the MQTT server to send messages to this endpoint, and then it speaks it. So I was trying to get it to I created a file, a service file, and this was in the old documentation of Raspy, not the latest documentation. So if you go, Whoa, let's see. I think it's under installation here. Yes. So if we do, I think it's 2.4.5 maybe. No. Hang on. Well, actually I can just do this. Raspy service should pull it up. Running as a service. So 2.4.20. There was documentation of this running as a service for the last one, but what they recently did was make it where you could run it in Docker. And maybe Mike can shed some light on that. It's probably easier. I've not had a ton of experience with Docker. In fact, personally, I've had no experience, but I know what Docker is. I know about Docker containers, and like I had some exposure, I'd say, with Docker. And so, but I really wanted to try to get it to run as a service. I don't really necessarily know why. I think just because I didn't want to have to dig into Docker. But like I said, MQTT wasn't working. I saw some stuff on the forums, and ultimately everything led to I went to Docker. And so I was like, okay, fine. So I ended up getting it, changing Raspy to use Docker instead. Node-RED is not using Docker. Node-RED, if you go to the installation thing, there's a service that allows Node-RED to run. And so I ended up just using Docker for Raspy. But when I did, there was one thing that I noticed that I like. Maybe it's a preference. I don't know. Maybe it's not. But I had to change the local host. So when I'm hitting this MQTT endpoint, the server is localhost, and the intent WebSocket is using localhost. I wanted to keep doing that, but I tinkered around with it, and I had to use the local IP address to do it. And I was like, I don't really like that. Did some digging and found that when you're running the Docker, when you're starting Raspy in Docker, you can do this -- network equals host, and that will allow you to use localhost instead of having to define the IP address, the internal IP address on the network. And maybe that's preferential, but I know that like a lot of the documentation stuff uses localhost. I just prefer it. I like it. It works. So anyway, yeah, that's that. Other than that, it was smooth getting it to work in Docker. Even getting the microphones and speaker and everything to work just fine. Everything worked great. I will say that, was there anything? Nope, that was all that I changed. There was one more thing I thought, but maybe not. I think that's it. But I got it working. Oh, the reason I wanted it to run as a service is because what I want to do is have a Node-RED flow that like checks to make sure Raspy is still running and checks to make sure, I don't know how do we do this, but checks to make sure Node-RED is running. And basically every service that we create along the way with all the external services and external APIs, I want to create a service and Node-RED's going to check if those services are running, and if not, it will notify me of like, hey, something went wrong. And so I did find a way to do that. And like we can do that with Docker. We can do that using like system ctl is-active, and then I think it's node-red.service. Yeah, and so it's like we could have, I believe, Node-RED run that. And if it says inactive, well, we can't have Node-RED check itself, right? I mean, we could, but if it goes down, it's not going to check itself, right? So maybe we have to have a special thing to check Node-RED. I don't know. Let me know what you think in Discord later or in the chat now, if you are hearing this and have an idea. But anyway, that's why I want to get it. And plus, if for any reason it reboots the Raspberry Pi over here, let's take a look at it. If for any reason the Raspberry Pi reboots or turns back on, I want to make sure that there's a thing that kind of runs it. Docker does that. I completely rebooted, and in fact, we can hear that now. Let's go ahead and hear that now. So if you remember, we had an intent here around getting a flight. So Snowboy, get me a flight to New York.
I booked a flight.
Cool. So that works, right? If we were to do sudo reboot, it's going to reboot the Raspberry Pi. You can see that was happening here. You can see it on the screen here, rebooting. And so it's rebooting the whole thing now. Checking the sound card, checking Bluetooth, checking the hostname service. Still the same internal IP. Okay, it started MQTT broker. It started Docker application engine started. So you can see like our things are starting up. It started the shell, so we can come back into here. So now I'm back in. And so I'm giving it just a minute to let it do its thing. And then let's go ahead and check it. Snowboy, get me a flight to New York.
I booked a flight.
Cool. So it like completely rebooted and automatically ran Raspy and Node-RED at the same time. Like it wouldn't have talked to me if Node-RED wasn't back. It wouldn't have, you know, beep and recognize my thing, my voice, if Raspy wasn't. So like basics, we got them. And so that's that. That's what happened in between. One other thing that you may have noticed when I went to the desk scene, if you've seen the others, is that there's another Raspberry Pi here. And that Raspberry Pi is here. It came in, it's a Raspberry Pi 4B. And it's for Home Assistant. We're not gonna, we might get into Home Assistant later today if the wake word stuff goes smoothly. But Home Assistant, let me come back over here. Home Assistant is what we're going to have actually control the house and the lights and things like that. It can connect directly with Raspy, from what I understand from the documentation. We'll dig into that. Or it can connect directly to Node-RED. I kind of like it connecting to Node-RED, if possible, because I kind of want Raspy just to be Raspy and do Raspy things. So, so our Raspberry Pi 3B Plus is going to run Raspy and Node-RED. This 4B, Raspberry Pi 4B, is going to run our Home Assistant. I did go ahead and install Home Assistant on here, and like went through the setup page of Home Assistant, and so and it was like zero problems at all. So I just connected. I flashed the SD card, the micro SD card, with the image that Home Assistant has on their website on Getting Started page. I put the SD card in here, hooked up to Ethernet cord. This uses USB-C power, which I find fascinating. And then there's micro HDMI places, I guess. I've never seen these before. But like this thing is tricked out compared to the 3B Plus. And I can already tell it's faster. It's also got like, if we look right there, there's two USB 3 ports, whereas the 3B Plus does not have USB 3 ports. It's just USB 2.0. Kind of fascinated that it doesn't have USB-C ports, but I understand, right? Like, yeah. Anyway, so that is going to be Home Assistant, which we'll use to do a lot of the home automation work. So today, that's an overview, good 20-minute overview. Nice pants, thanks. You know me, I'm always in pajama pants, even at work. I'm always in pajama pants. So today, I'm gonna move my camera over, y'all can see that better. We're going to hop into, but I want you to be able to see Spider-Man too. The wake word. Let's see. Where's my drink? Wake word. Boom. So, actually, let me pull up. There was some other stuff that was in Mike's message that I wanted to show. Because my family's going crazy, by the way, so. Not yet. If you're using fisticuffs, you'll get an intent not recognized that you could handle with Node-RED. Perfect. That's going to come in handy later. That's referring to kind of like a intent not recognized, like what do you do with that type thing. I want to go into that more later when we get into continually retraining the phrases. I have this idea where Lewis AI does this, their platform does this, where it like takes anything that's not recognized and it asks you to like kind of codify it with slots and everything else and what the intent is, and then it will retrain based on those things. So like if what I eventually want is Raspy to take it and maybe Node-RED handles saying like, oh, this wasn't recognized, and then there's a user interface for me to say, actually this should have been this intent and here's the slots and yada yada. That's involved. I think we can get there though. Anyway, that's what that's talking about. The message that I wanted to talk about was here. So Mike talked about watching the videos. Fallback TTS for Google WaveNet gone. So yes, the answer is yes, unfortunately, but it's because whereas all the TTS systems used to be in one file, now they're all separated as different services. We haven't gotten multiple services working together yet, but it's on the roadmap. This should enable fallback TTS, which is what I'm hoping for. And we'll probably use Google WaveNet just because to get it to sound like we want to, sound pleasant. But I'm looking forward to the fallback TTS. And Mike, if you're watching, oh my gosh, my kid. Hang on just a second. He sounds like an insane person. He's playing a video game. That's what he's doing. Fallback TTS, yes. So Mike, I don't know if there's like, you have an idea of how you want to do that. If so, I'm happy to try to help out maybe, if I can, to try to like work on fallback TTS, because that is something that I really do find pretty important and I'm excited about. And also he said, hopefully multiple speech to text languages simultaneously. Why is there no WebSocket API or text to speech? There sort of is. And so like we could do it with the WebSocket. Now that I know how to do MQTT though, and Node-RED can handle that pretty easily, I think it's fine using MQTT. Let me know if you have any questions or get stuck. Thanks for your work through difficult parts of setting up. No, this Mike, if you're listening, I gotta say, like, this wasn't too difficult because of my technical background and everything. I have quite enjoyed this. Let's see. Now we're gonna go to the custom wake word, and in order to do that, we are going to need to use the Mycroft Precise. My understanding when using, I'm looking at this, when using Raspi in a master satellite setup, it may be desirable to only send audio to MQTT broker after the satellite has woken up. For this case, set both microphone and Precise to the same free port number on your satellite. This will cause the microphone service to stream. Okay, we're not there yet. I am gonna want to get the master and satellite set up eventually, but we're not there yet. But my understanding is that Precise is the only one that will let you do a custom one. I guess you could do a custom one for a key phrase using key phrase lists, but has the worst performance in terms of, okay. Requires training up front, but can be done completely offline. So I think, and it uses Mycroft AI, which was the other voice platform we were thinking of using, but it's a piece of it, the wake word piece of it. I think this is probably the best one to use. Oh, that's what I was going to look at in Mike's message. If you fortunately found the best setup for most people, Porcupine, Caldy, and Fisticuffs, which is what we're, there it is. So I ended up going with Snowboy, Caldy, and Fisticuffs. Porcupine didn't have the OK Google. Oh, that's another thing. Porcupine didn't have the OK Google keyword after I moved to Docker. I don't know why though, because it should be pulling from the same things, but Porcupine didn't have OK Google's wake word option. And so I just went with Snowboy. Don't cancel.
I booked a flight.
Wait, hang on. Snowboy. Cancel.
I booked a flight.
Does it not have intent not recognized? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Okay. So we're not doing a check. We're getting the intent, but we're not actually doing a check for if. What do we do? Switch? Maybe? See, let's delete that. So it should only do that if. So if. Let's look at the debug. This one only. Okay, so this is the message object, and if payload dot intent dot name is equal to, what do we call it? Get flight is equal to get flight. Then do one done else. Do we have an else? Otherwise, do number 2. Let's copy this. And let's copy this. And then have it say something like, I don't understand. We're gonna want to decouple these things later. Like probably make these processes right here their own flow, and then we do a link in, link out thing based on what we want to do, and maybe have this one flow handles all the intents, which would mean we need to like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Let's see if that works. Deploy. Give that a second. All right, let's see. I'm also going to turn on while we wait for that. Speech chat, just so I don't lose if anybody comments while I'm tinkering. There we go. Okay. Snowboy, get me a flight to New York.
I don't understand.
Oh. Message.
This is awful.
This is awful. What's awful? Maybe not payload. Boy, that. All right, let's try it again. Snowboy, get me a flight to New York.
I booked the flight.
Cool. Snowboy, bippity boppity boo.
I don't understand.
Cool. All right. So this was a happy accident. Just understanding.
Why are you doing this?
Why am I doing what? Building this thing? Why not? Natural language processing, offline and completely private virtual assistant. Sounds cool. Okay, so we're using this. I don't want to say the name because it'll wake up again. But we want to call it Edith, which is an Iron Man reference. And to do that, we're going to use Mycroft Precise. Which means, what is the... If we want to use... Okay, I'm going to Control P, Control Q. I'm going to clear that off. Actually, we may actually want to use it. Let's attach. Okay. Let's use Mycroft Precise. We're in Raspy now. Save this setting. Restart Raspy. And then documentation, put models in Precise directory in your profile. Okay. Which I think, just pop in here. I think those profiles are in home.py.config Raspberry profiles en. Yeah. Okay, put in the precise directory. I don't see a precise directory. Model. Oh, it looks like it's already got one for us. Let me try refreshing. Yeah. Oh, it's got some for us. Okay. Let's try this one. And let's train it as well. Looks like it's using precise now. Is it stuck on training? Refresh. Train. There it goes. Cool. And then let's go back in here. Is there a precise folder now? No. We can create the directory. I see it though. I mean, this Raven. I think that is where the model would go. Yeah. But wait a minute, wouldn't this has to be here somewhere. Directory in your profile. Yeah. Docker system uses. Oh. System profile location. User profile location must be explicitly set and mapped to a volume, which I think is what we did in here, right? And set up Raspberry. Yeah, the -v. Yeah, -v path to where you want it, which we did. This. Yeah, that's right. But it should be here. But why don't I see it? Intent. All right. Well, we can create the profile if we want to. Model. Oh, let's do this. Nano profile.json. Wake word. Porcupine. System precise. It says we're using precise, but it still has porcupine as the, maybe that's just left over. Precise. All that name. Terminator. Where's the porcupine part then? Maybe it's under acoustic models. No. Yeah, I don't see. All right, follow instructions to train your own wake word model. When you're finished, place both that in the of your profile and set wake.precise to the name of the PB file. Okay, wake precise model in the precise directory of your profile, which we don't have, but we can get. That's fine. Okay. Let's just start training this bad boy then. So how to train your own wake word. Precise comes with a few executables. I'm gonna make some changes here. There we go. Okay, precise comes with a few executables used to train and test models. First, run through the source install procedure on the README once installed to gain access to these executables in the current terminal session. Run this command. Okay. Cool. So let's do that. If you would like your models to run on an older version of Precise, yeah, that's fine. Next, install the necessary stuff. Okay. Sudo apt-get install, or it's just apt install. Yeah. Python 3 pip lib openblas.dev python 3.scipy Python lib hdf5.dev python 3-h5py port audio 19-dev. After this, run the setup script. Oh my. Oh my. White balance looks weird now. They look normal, I guess, technically. There we go. That looks normal. Apply. Okay. Okay. We're just installing some packages. After this, run the setup script. Finally, you can write your program and run it as follows. Change the Python environment to include precise library. Wait, what? Oh. Sample Python program. In addition to the precise engine executable, doing a source install gives you access to some other scripts. You can read more. Okay. Activate. Once you've installed, to gain access to the executables in the current terminal session, run this command. Here's a summary of executables. Okay, so all right, and then what do we need to do? Set up, yep. Finally, you can write your own program and run it as follows. Okay, great. Here's a summary of all executables. Record audio samples for use with Precise. Precise convert wake work model from Keras to TensorFlow. Okay. A rough process for training is as follows. We'll record the wake word samples. Initial training. Train incremental reduce false activations. Okay. Precise test. Listen, convert .NET to .pb, recording samples. Okay, so when you do that, use this tool to collect around 12 samples, making sure to leave a second or two of silence at the start of each recording, but with no silence after the wake word. First thing you'll want to do is record some audio samples for your wake word. To do that, use the tool precise-collect, which will guide you through recording a few samples. The default setting should be fine. Okay. Will be WAV files in Little Indian calls this. If you are collecting samples using another program, they must be converted to the appropriate format using the FMPEG. Okay. Once you place Now place most of these files under a computer dash slash wake word, and the rest under hey computer slash test slash wake word. Okay, so we're splitting for, okay. I understand that. Because you want to train on a sample and also test on another sample. I like that it has a not wake word, so I can, because there is a niece of mine called Eden, and sounds close-ish to Edith, so I don't want it to wake up when I say Eden. What are words that sound like? Whoa. Edith. Leadeth. Swedish. Ooh, that's actually not that near rhymes with. Hey, that's actually a good idea. It's like a dictionary. Penis. That's great. Lilith. Yeah. Meredith. Edith. Yeah. Careerist. Fiendish. It'd be interesting to see if it actually does these. Theist. Pantheist. Greenish. Hygienist. Leadeth. Swedish. Treatise. Thetis. Sweetish. Defeatus. This is a cool service. Thickish. Pettish. That's dope. That's fun. Go back. It's still downloading. All rhymes for Edith. This one doesn't do as well. This one's spot on. Cool. So we'll do a few of these as like the not ones. Names similar to Edith. Agnes, no. Names that start with E and end in TH. Let's see, end with TH. Elizabeth. That's a good one. What about ones that end in or start with ED? Eden. Eden. Edwin, Edgar. I'm interested to see Edison, Edric. Yeah, so we could use these to train some not wake words. Building will for Paka Sphinx. This is the fun part, the waiting part. Yeah? I'm excited about the home audit. While we're waiting on this, let's just take a little peek under the hood, shall we? At home assistant. Let's go. Oh my gosh, my family is freaking out. So, when I set up Home Assistant, going a little bit off, but I'll review this in the other part too. But when we set up Home Assistant, it asked if it could access the local area network. And when it did, it pulled in all of my Chromecast, it pulled in all of my Rokus. And even I didn't even know this was available, but my living room TV has a Roku built into it, has a Chromecast built into it, but it also has Apple's HomeKit built into it. I didn't even know that. This exposed that to me, which I found fascinating. And let's see. I mean, it's got all kinds of stuff. Supervisor. Oh, you are currently running on this version. Operating system. Add-ons. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and update Home Assistant. Hey, our stuff stopped. Okay. So now we don't need this anymore. We need this. We need to create some things. So let's clear this out. Yeah, it looks like it's like gathering a bunch of stuff. Okay, so precise collect. To do this, use this, which will guide you through recording a few examples. Default settings should be fine. Use this tool to collect around 12 samples, making sure to leave a second or two of silence at the start of each recording. Leave a second or two of silence at the start of the recording, but with no silence after the wake word. Okay. Let's try it, shall we? You get it where y'all can like hear this. Just bring it over a little bit. Oh. Okay. Oh. Because we have to do this. Now let's try. Hang on. DMX plugin only supports playback stream. Unable to open slave. Okay, I guess it's working. Okay. Edith 001. Space to record. Oh, invalid input. What? Invalid input device, no default output device. Can I set? Maybe I need to look back at the procedure. Engine, run a model, and run data. Evaluate. How do I guess set? I wonder if it's because Raspy is running. Docker containers. Docker stop Raspy. Okay, maybe that's why. Let's try now. Let's go back. Clear this. Okay, Edith. Edith. Oh, okay. Press space to record. Oh, and it's gonna do, okay. Press escape. Okay, I get it now. So, learning there, when you're needing precise to use the, when you need precise, let's document this. Using Mycroft precise for custom wake word when doing the recording process. For precise, make sure to turn off Raspy so precise can use the microphone. So like, it's not, it needs to be able to use the microphone. It can't because Raspy's already using it, so it throws an error. Makes sense. I get it. Cool. Okay. All right. So we're going to call it Edith. It's going to add the numbers for us. Wait a second or two before saying it, and then hit the button immediately afterwards. Edith. Hey, Edith. Edith? Hey, Edith? Hey, Edith. Edith. This is fun, isn't it? Hey, Edith. 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 Hey, Edith. Hey, Edith. 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 Hey, Edith. Hey, Edith. Let's do like 20 of them. Edith. Hey, Edith. Edith. Hey, Edith. Edith. Hey, Edith. All right, there we go. So there's 20. Let's see if that did it. All right. Okay, so it's yep. Now place most of the files under whatever / wake word. Okay. Cool. I'm going to Edith -001 -00. Delete that one. Okay, and then all of these need to be added. Let's make a directory called Edith. And make another one called wake word. Make another one called not wake word. Make another one called test wake word and not wake word. Cool, so that should give us everything we need. Can I move multiple files? Move multiple files. I have to move multiple files at once. Ooh. Could use. Okay. -t. Destination is going to be Edith wake word. And then file 1, file 2. So Edith 00.wave. Wave. 1.wave, 02.wave, 03.wave, 04.wave, 05.wave, 06.wave, 07.wave, 08.wave, 09.wave, 010.wave, 011.wave and 012.wave. All right, so let's move those there. Then we should have 13 through 20. Yep. So now we can move the rest. Is that right? Yeah. Test wake word. Great. Move -t Edith test wake word into Edith -1. Copy 13.wave, 14.wave, 15.wave, 16.wave, 17.wave, 18.wave, 19.wave, and 20.wave. Cool, so all of them are in the Edith folder. Wake word. Oh, whoa. So there's the ones, there's 0 through 12. And then there's 13 through 20 for our test. This tells Precise to train on the first samples in the wake word folder and then the model's accuracy using the last 4. Now, with anything with machine learning and whatnot, building models, the more samples you provide, the better it gets. I think I would like to eventually have it train on maybe other models itself. I don't know, like capture the wake word in some way and have it retrain, like add it to, I don't know, maybe that's not needed. I don't know. Now we can use the train tool. Okay, I kind of want to do not. Okay, here we go. To record your own false activations, launch that. Now you can say words similar to the wake word, and every time the model activates, it will save the recording into the not wake word folder. Just make sure never to say the actual wake word while in save mode. Once you've gathered a few, oh, we need to, once you've gathered a few samples, new false activations, retrain your model with the precise train command. You can stop training with Control-C once the accuracy gets close to 1. Now you can repeat the process, running again. You should notice the model learned not to activate on what it had failed on before. While the first method works to a certain degree, you will still notice a large number of false activations during just everyday noise. To reduce the number of times the model activates when it shouldn't, we need a bunch of long audio files that don't have the wake word in it. You can use pretty much any set of sounds, but a diversified set of audio is better. A good place to start is public domain sounds backup. You can download it with that. After downloading a set of sounds, they probably won't be in the right format. Okay, here, yep. Now we're ready to reduce false activations. Finally, if there's still too many false activations, we can add more audio and repeat the process. If this looks good, continue below. All right, well, let's just start with what we have. Now we can train a model with the precise train tool. Okay, let's do that. Cool. Now precise train -e 60 edith.net and then edith. All right, so now it's training the samples using TensorFlow, which is dope. I've never actually used TensorFlow myself. I worked a lot with data scientists, and I've seen a lot of like TensorFlow stuff. So this is cool that it's just like doing it. Fun times, fun times. File writers, data, please use. Okay, well, I don't know what that means. Okay. Demoing the model. Now we can run this model against live microphone input using Precise Listen. It will listen to the microphone and output confidence bars. Each line represents one measurement. The more X's there are, the more confident that the model believes that's the wake word was uttered. Any X's over the threshold are denoted with a lowercase x. Oh, okay. As you can see, the model has simply learned to activate to every noise rather than specifically our wake word. Now what we can do is reduce false activations by incorporating more data that the model should not activate on. Okay, so here we're just kind of like looking at okay. Using precise -listen. Okay, precise. Wait, let's see if our, so we have an edith.net file now. Great. So precise -listen, edith.net. Edith. Hey, Edith. Edith? Oh, what happened? What? It's not, Raspbi's not running. String object has no attribute decode. Review. Attribute value. What? Please use. Okay, I don't understand. Let's try it again. Okay. Let's take a look at some issues, shall we? Yes, this is exactly what we're getting. And now get this error too when I use precise change incremental on a new install I just set up. It's working fine on the older install I have on another machine, both Raspberry Pi 4s and latest iOS, and precise get cloned and sourced install. I also found that I get this when using train on the .NET again. Found a mention of this problem in the forum where someone removes in various places where it blows up. I did the same and the error goes away, but I don't know if I've created another problem. I suppose that as long as the model is not written out with special UTF characters, it doesn't matter. I have the same issue when I use persona. Where do I need to remove the UTF? It says in the error message what file in the line the error occurs. Fix that and then rerun. You will get the same error in another place. Repeat it several times until the error goes away. I have been away from a few days, and I was wondering if I need to find corresponding encode ETF calls in the training code. These decode errors are occurring when the previously trained model is getting read in. Please keep in mind, however, I'm a newcomer. This just trying to evaluate micro-precise. Hey buddy, thanks for the help. I removed all the encodes from the code and now it seems to work. Wish me luck on the wake word training. I think I have been following the training instructions correctly, but my results have not been satisfactory, so it is possible that I broke something. Mark, can you post about that over in the wake word channel on chat? Could you give me a link to the chat? And then it failed to load parameters. I wonder. So we could do that. I'm gonna follow this. So I wonder, we could just go back into these files. He said it was less than satisfactory though, right? Like, I don't know what to do there. I mean, maybe he's not using a lot of samples though either. We don't know. All right, let's do this. Not found. $43. Wait, let's do this one first. Module. That's a different. Oh, maybe it's in this one. There it is. I'm just gonna document real quick the files that I edited. Got a decode error for the following files. Okay. Now let's try. Oh. Ah. Okay. Let's try it again. The joys of coding, everyone. Oh. Aborted. What? Assertion failed. Capture stream. Demix. And stars on playback. This is. I feel like it's doing it though, and then. Not working with binary installation. Overflow USB speaker device unavailable. Error running in the Assertion failed. Assertion failed. What does that mean? Audio-based application on ARM, but I guess it might show in other places too. Rebuild the ARM locally, and after installing it, the crash went away. Instructions for updating use 2.0, which has the same broadcast rule as Burns. Pulse audio connection refused. A2. I mean, it should just use. Let's see, Raspberry Pi default sound device. Maybe I need to do it over here. All right, so I'm trying to like set the default device. Pi. What was that? ALSA mixer. Okay, F6. That, yeah. And then ALSACTL store. Lock error. Lock error. Sudo. Okay, I just have to be sudoed. And then when I go to this again, wait, maybe I need to do sudo ALSA mixer, and then do F6, this. Okay. And then exit, and then why does it keep saying HDMI though? Choose default sound device. All right. All the relevant text in that file. Change the default sound card to 1 or whatever you prefer. Obviously 0 is default, so not that one. Okay, I think it's 2. Yeah? 2. Yep. User share ALSA ALSA.conf. Okay, let's see. What do we need to change? Default sound card. Two. Reboot. Let's see if that worked. Um. I really hope I didn't fuck things up. Hi. Raspberry. Oh. Hi. Go. ALSA mixer. Hey. It saved it. Great. Okay, maybe that's what it was. My default device wasn't set as that. And maybe it just uses the default device, which will make sense. What's that? I don't know. Let's get back to the thing. Instructions. Okay, I want to. All right, and we'll take this. Yep, and then we want to do precise dash listen edith.net. See if that works. Okay. Clearly that wasn't it. I don't understand. Default settings should be fine. I don't know what settings it's talking about. Wonder. The official model is selectable in your device settings can be found here. In addition to the precise engine executable, doing it gives you access to those things. Yeah. Which is gonna lead me to here. I'm kind of stuck. I mean, the model is there. I guess technically we could. Let me see if there's any issues using precise-listen. Failure on iPhone. Wait, precise add noise. What is that? Trying to train my model to work in a noise environment, and I have two problems. One, know that system will cut my train audio in beginning. Only keep 1.5 last seconds. My average duration is about 1 second, so I should add more silence data to make it 1.5. I want my model to work in a noise environment. Should I mix my data set with noise background and train it? Should I mix my data set with a noisy background and train it? Because gotcha. What is this? Unity data. Completed models. Oh. Cool. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm actually good not doing that and just going to the next. Like, as long as we don't have any problems with the next one, I think we'll be fine. Though I would like to see this, and it even looks like it's doing it for a few samples. I wonder if it's too much for the Raspberry Pi 3B Plus to handle, though. Like, maybe it's the hardware and it's just not able to like keep up. I don't know. Oh, wait, hang on. Docker container ls. Okay, yeah. No, that's not it. Let's try running it one more time. Just see what it does. If not, we'll move on. Yeah. You can see it's picking it up for a few iterations, but then it fails. Okay. Fine. Let's keep going. So, let's record our own false ones. Precise listen. Now you can say similar to your working on every time of the model. Okay, so let's get a list. Whoops. Oh, because it uses precise listen? Oh no. That should be fine though, right? Because it will save that recording into the... Okay. But we could do it ourselves. We could do it with this though. Precise collect. Let's just do that. Actually, we could do CD Edith not wake word and just do it in here. Let's try it. Precise collect. Not wake word. Leadeth. 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 Swedish. 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 Right. Eden. 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 I think that's good. All right, let's see. Boom, right in the folder we wanted it to be in. Perfect. Okay, that's good then. I actually think it's fine. We can always come back and train this more later, you know? Alrighty. Okay, we did that. We did this. here. Now you will see it run through all the WAV files in data/random, picking out clips where it false activated, placing them into the not wake word directory and retraining. This process will take a while depending on the total length. Oh, so maybe we want to do train incremental then. And move all of these. Okay, what we could do is make a directory. Wait, is there already a data directory? No, let's make a directory called data. And then make a directory called data. False words. Now let's move everything in Edith, not wake word, to data false words. And then we can precise train incremental edith.net edith data/false words. And then it will put any of the false words into that not wake word directory for us. Curious to see how many it moves into there. Or if it's going to give us an error. Whoa. Uh-oh. Our daughter fell asleep. It's so late. She doesn't need to be asleep. This takes a bit, doesn't it? We may just get it to like work right now and then I could also record. Oh, audio. I may do that. I may record some audio. Of just my office. Oh. Wow, this wasn't a lot of samples, but it's taken quite a while. Which is good, I guess. I wonder what it'll do. I wonder what it will do when my kids try to say it. You know? Well, if this is going to take a moment, why don't we look at Home Assistant again? Anyway, this is cool that I can see what the kids are watching. Oh, it finished. Okay. Well, every time we go to Home Assistant, it tries to... Okay, so we've got a thing. We just need to... Once it finishes, we can look at how it performs against the data set using precise test edith.net and Edith. And we can test it again through the microphone. Okay, well, we can't test it through the microphone. True positives, false positives. Wait. Summary, 8 out of 47. 100% false. What? Like good? False true pot. I guess that's good. This doesn't look good. 8 out of 7. There's not 47 things in there though. Oh, hang on. I think we need to do precise train edith.net edith -e 600. Once you train, now you can stop the training once accuracy gets close to 1. Now you can repeat the process running again. You should notice the model learned not to act. Let's try this. Whoa. At 0.9, 0.93. .91. Just let it go all the way. .91. .89. Last one. I guess that'll work. Let's do the test option again. Hey, that's much better. Okay, we just forgot to train it. It's fine. False positives for this one word. So I can do more later. I mean, let's just drop it into Raspy and see if it works at this point. Converting the model. So precise convert hey, I don't know, Edith.net. Run it. We'll save it. While we are looking at this, oh, it finished. Edith PB, Edith Paran, PB Parans. Okay, now we need to go into here. There's still no precise thing, and Raspy isn't running, correct? Docker container ls. Okay, it's not running. So let's move our first, let's make a directory called precise. Let's move pi Mycroft Edith.pb to precise, and then we'll move pb.params clear. We'll look in precise and see that our files are there. Perfect. Okay. Your profile, then set wake word. Where's the name of the then set to the name. Oh. In our JSON file. Got it. Now profile.json. Precise. Model. Edith.pb. Sensitivity 0.5. Trigger level 3. Chunk size 2048. So then let's spin up Raspy. Let's see. Raspy, this is the thing. Is already in use. Oh, wait. Docker IAM. There we go. Okay, boys. Receiving audio. Great. Let's boop, 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 boop.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Hello.
I don't understand.
Okay.
I don't understand.
Yeah, got it.
I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Let's just
I don't understand.
maybe we just bump that up a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Why does it keep thinking that it's how hot is it as the raw input? It always has to have. Okay, obviously this thing needs more training. I'm actually gonna. You said. Edith. Get me a flight to New York. Edith. Get me a flight to New York. Get flight. So it knew. What is trick? What is trigger level? Number of events to trigger activation. What? Trigger level. Default is 3. Number of events. What would I use trigger level for? What would that help? turns. What is trigger level? I found an explanation here, which I think refers to. I don't understand it completely. It sounds like lower the trigger level, more sensitive. While I'm dropping frames. Okay. Others also use trigger level equal to 2. A lower trigger level is more sensitive. The trigger level switch sets the number of consecutive activated chunks necessary to trigger detection of the wake word. Every processed chunk updates an internal counter that decreases the activations. Once a chunk is positive, the counter is increased. It will happen n times in a row. Okay. Okay. I'm curious why it's giving me an intent when I'm not asking for one. It's like it's always wanting to give an intent instead of doing intent not recognized. Okay. Trigger level. Let's go to 5. Okay. All right. Hello. Good day. Bad words. This is. Oh shit. That's funny. Oh, what is no swear? I'm confused on what this project even is. All right, let's look here though. Precise. Yeah, this was my problem too. This is how my looks. Sensitivity. Okay. Looks like they bumped up the sensitivity quite a bit after they had it working, but not sure what was it. After reinstalling the Docker images, it didn't create folder automatically, but I added it manually again, and this time it worked. Yeah, that's what I did. Getting the false positives down is the hard part. If you use a regular word like computer, I'm using a made-up word, elupi, but also trying a few different ones to see how it goes. It works better if you record multiple voices, I think, as in different people. It can also have some advantages if it reacts better to your own voice, depending on what you use for it. How many recordings are you using to train your model? If you are using a made-up word, you have it easier using speech data for random audio that does not contain your wake word. Mozilla Common Voice should be a good source of audio to reduce false activations during talking. Can I? Common Voice. Datasets. Holy shit. Okay. I've contributed to this too. I suggest everybody do it. Okay. So we could just test it against to reduce false activations during talking. I'm using about 20 wake words and around 200 not wake words. Plus a few not wake words I recorded myself. I will try Mozilla Common Voice. Good tip. Getting the false negatives down just requires more positive examples, so you cover all the variations better. Only huge issue was when my voice sounded different after talking too much and a bit too loud. Not sure on the correct English word. Then I was nearly unable to activate the wake word. It's a long and difficult process, no doubt about it. I will keep testing. Okay, so like one, it looks like I could use this public domain sounds backup. It's a backup of signature recordings submitted by pdsounds.org after or before April 2009. Getting sounds browse versions, download the sounds, download all. Okay, it's not too large. It could fit on the Raspberry Pi. The other one's not gonna fit on the Raspberry Pi. And I probably will have to like hook up a storage device and browse the files from there. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna do some more training in the off time. That's fine. And actually, I prefer to do it in the off time than on here. This is already 2.5 hours just for the wake word. So it's the same steps. I'm just gonna follow this here. It's the same exact steps. I just need to follow these steps, keep training it, try to get it to like get all the false positives down. We got the false positives down quite a bit, I thought, but whatevs. All right, so I'm gonna do some training in the meantime. Yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. Cool. Thanks everyone. This has been a good stream. We learned a lot today. Learned a lot. I'm very interested to see if I can get it going well. Good times. Bye everybody.